Country Leader 96.3, the Marshal. Josh Rosen with you, and as promised, joined on the phone by Texas country artist Randy C. How you doing today, Randy?
I'm doing great. How are you, Josh?
I'm good. I feel like I said your name like it's Seymour, but it's Randy C. Moore.
Yeah, there's a pause. You got to take a breath.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll run out of air because
Right.
that more is such a long thing. So
Well,
I wouldn't want anybody to pass out talking about it.
absolutely.
By the way, happy birthday to you.
Hey.
It's good to talk to you on a good day like this.
Absolutely. I appreciate it very much. And we're excited to have you on the show with us today. Tell us about yourself. Where are you from? And I mean, you're a Texas singer-songwriter, so you're from Texas, but I'm sure it goes a little deeper than that, right?
I'm from a small town north of Houston called Humble, Texas, and that's kind of where I started with the music thing. Started out doing music in Texas, making records and stuff like that in high school, and then went to Nashville and did a whole, barrel full of stuff there. And then I just decided back in 2020, my wife said, we should just move to Texas. I'm like going, wow. No words could sound sweeter to me. So we moved back here in 2020. So I live in a place called Lufkin, Texas, which is about an hour or so from my original hometown. But it's great. It's East Texas. It all feels like home, and it is home.
Awesome.
So this is where I do a lot of my creative work. It's where my studio is, and it's where my dog is too. So I'm not going to be leaving.
Yeah, there you go. Leave for a little while to go tour and play some music, but then right back home, right?
Yeah, it's always a temporary deal, go but never stay but never go. So kind of a thing. But and I've done a lot of that, and right now I've kind of settled into a pretty good thing where I do a lot of listening rooms. I'm an independent artist, and,
right.
and just let me just say up front, I really appreciate you guys playing my record and having me on against or in the company of all these great records that are big old Billboard, charting hits and stuff out of
right.
Nashville and different places like that. So thank you for doing this.
Country music is good. Good country music is good no matter how big the artist is. If that makes sense? Yeah.
It does make sense. And I kind of believe that, there's two kinds of music. There's good music and not so good music. So
I could get behind that.
Yeah.
Your current single is called Forget Me Not. Did you write it? Is that one you wrote? Or tell us about it.
Yeah, this is one I made up. I was searching to do a song for a gospel show a few years ago, and I had this idea, and I started messing with it, and it started not working. So I just kind of left the horse in the barn, as I always say. And then I was talking with my wife, about a year or so ago, and she was telling me about how she grew up, and I went, okay, wow, this is a really good story. So the very next morning, all of a sudden, everything made sense. I just got out of the way. The song wrote itself. And then from then on, it's been a sort of a seamless journey from actually coming up with the song to making the record. And the record's doing quite well, and nobody is more surprised than I am. So, but it's a good surprise. It's not the surprise like, oh, guess what? You're going to have new transmission in your truck.
Right.
So.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. I'm enjoying it.
Well, very cool. And you said you got a studio there. Do you just record your own stuff, or do you work with other artists and record them as well?
I work with other artists. I've got a little independent imprint that I have called Highway 59 Records. So I work with other artists and stuff like that that I enjoy. It's just kind of a thing. And some of the songs that we do are the stuff that I made up or stuff I co-wrote with other people. So it's really, really, I'm kind of just living the life that I never imagined that I'd be doing, but it's the best darn thing that I could be doing. So I'm in a great zone right now, good place.
That sounds like it. Good stuff. So what did you do when you weren't doing music, or has music kind of always been your job?
It's always kind of been my job, but I quit a few times. I worked for a perfume company, worked for a record printing company. I sold vacuum cleaners. I've done all these weird sort of jack of all trades things, but I always came back. And one thing that I did figure out about the entertainment industry is there's a lot of different things that you can do. You don't have to do them permanently, but I tell people all the time, if you'll sign up for things, you can learn stuff. So through trial and error, I've learned video production. I've learned a lot about record production. I've learned a lot about live show production. So, and that all kind of plays into basically me being able to head off problems when I'm trying to do something that's related to what I'm doing, and also it makes it to where I don't have to spend as much money on stuff because I can do it myself.
Do it yourself. Yeah, good stuff. I love it. So, I love it. Good stuff. Randy C. Moore live on the radio with us this morning. Texas singer-songwriter, new song out called Forget Me Not. Where can people find your music, any merch and things like that? Want to follow along, see where you're playing, and keep up with your what you're up to? How can people do that?
Well, everything I have is downloadable now these days. You can go to my website, randycmoore.com, and it'll lead you to some pages where you can get to the downloads on iTunes and on Amazon Music, stuff like that. It's on all the streaming platforms, which we don't need to talk about because it's getting more and more and more and more. And I mean, it seems like that music is becoming a lot like one of these designer drug companies. Like, oh yeah, we only have like 90 different drugs out here on the market. So now you've got 90 different places where you can listen to music. So it's all about the access. So randycmoore.com, or go to Facebook. You can find me at Randy C. Moore Music or Friends of Randy C. Moore. Both of those are Facebook pages. That's pretty much it. I've got all those other things that everybody has, X and Instagram and all this stuff. But I'm too busy making records and having a good time to keep up with all the social media.
That's fair. Understandable. Well, you keep making music, and we'll keep playing it. Making good music, we'll keep playing it. And we appreciate your time today, and we'll look forward to seeing you again. If you ever back to Dodge City, it's changed a little bit since you were here as a kid. You said you were up here once. So if you're ever back up this way with a guitar, stop by the station and sing a song or two.
I will, Josh. Thank you for the invite. And once again, happy birthday, and have a good day today.
I will, absolutely. And we'll wrap up our little interview here with Randy C. Moore's latest single. It is called Forget Me Not, here on The Marshal. Thanks, Randy.
Thank you, bud.